This. All right, guys. Hey, welcome. This is Wellness Wednesday. It is the first Wednesday of the year that we are getting on as a community, and I am so excited to have you guys with us. We are going to be sharing a couple testimonies tonight. We're going to be talking about letting your body recover, letting your body heal, letting your body do the things that it needs to do so that we can just be in a better place and we can be present. Um, when it comes down to it, this entire movement started 18 plus years ago because there was a company that found a solution that helped out with gut health and it helped out with blood sugar. If you happen to pay any attention to news whatsoever, you might have noticed that these two big things are very, very big in our country right now. Back 18 years ago, nobody knew what was really going on. So the fact that you could balance blood sugar without having to take a medication, the fact that you could repair, improve the function of your digestive tract, those ideas, it's not that they were so foreign, it was just that they were like in outer space because nobody really understood the value of healing your gut, of letting your body function in a way that it was designed to function. So, my name is Mike McGrail. Let me get back to it. I am very enthusiastic and very proud to be a senior gold ambassador with a company called Plexus Worldwide. We are the leading edge on gut health. When it comes down to it, we have some of the very best products. We have some of the very best research, patents. We are third party validated. I love what I get to do and what our team here gets to do because we're helping people get better. My particular demographic is probably in the 30 to 60-year-old veteran first responder ballpark. I work with a lot of moms. I also work with a lot of dads. My focus is helping others live a fulfilling and happy, most importantly, healthy life. When you're healthy, all those things come into function. Our team very much going in the same direction, friends. We have people from all over the country. We actually have a couple friends joining us we've got one who's about to join us in Mexico, one in Canada, and we've got a friend over in Japan. All right, so we're international. I think that's super cool because when we can help people be healthy, uh, that's just cool. That's cool. Good things happen. And so with that, I asked Kristen to share first. What does being healthy look like to you? Kristen, please, I would love to hear your story.
Thank you. Okay, so I started the Plexus products in 2014. When these products found me, um, I was at a point in my life where I had accepted my sickness. I was used to being ill all of the time, struggled with Crohn's disease, migraines, IBS, and like insert all of the other things here because of medications I was on for all of those things. And so when I started the products, I started because I was desperate for weight loss. And at that time, that is what our company was kind of leading with. That's what they were saying most of the products were for. And so I was all in. I didn't care if I grew a tail. I just wanted to lose weight because I was sick and tired of being overweight. But fun fact, I was overweight because I was on steroids. I was on high doses of prednisone, 70, 80 milligrams a day for years, for years. And those things usually they ramp up and ramp down. They never ramped me back down. So I had the full moon face. I had weight. I had inflammation. I couldn't go up and down the stairs without pain. I was going to the bathroom 10 to 20 times a day on all of these medications and still not having relief. But I was desperate for weight loss. I was okay with going to the bathroom 20 times a day, but I couldn't stand feeling ugh in my body anymore. 5 weeks in, I messaged my friend and was like, listen, this isn't working. I haven't lost any weight. I don't think I can do this. Told her I wanted my money back. Fun fact, there was a 60-day money back guarantee. There still is. She said, Kristen, there's a 60-day money back guarantee for a reason. Keep going. I said, fine. But on day 59, I'm going to message you and you're going to tell me how to get my money back. So the next week, I messaged her and I said, okay, so like I only went like maybe 10 times today instead of 20. And I didn't really have that stomach pain. And I actually haven't had a migraine in like 3 weeks. So, like, I think maybe something's happening. So then the next week, and then the next week, I got better and better and better. Here I am, fast forward, how many years? 12, almost, yeah, 12 years later. I'm off all of my Crohn's medications. I'm off all of the migraine medications. I am on no medications that I was on. And at my sickest, I was on 19 pills a day, plus going to get IV infusions every 2 weeks. It was a lot. My body was destroyed. So it took my body a while to become healthy through these products, but I had no idea that gut health was the true root cause that needed healed. And so, fast forward to today, I am the healthiest I've ever been in my whole life. I spent most of my life at that point sick and in the hospital and having surgery and in bed or in the bathroom, depressed because I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. These products literally gave me a life that doctors said I would never have, ever. And so I am eternally grateful that my friend did not let me quit in that 5th week because I can't even imagine what would have happened had I given up. Would I still have parts of my intestines? I have no idea. Like, who knows what would have happened? And so it's been a true blessing. And um, because of the way it has changed my life, I share with other people because I know what it felt like to be so lost and stuck at home and depressed and feeling like there were no answers for the illness. And so, if I can save one more person or give one more person hope through these products, that's my mission.
I love your story. Thank you for sharing that. Fun fact about Kristen, I gave her a stress ball 8 years ago, 9 years ago, because public speaking is something that made her so nervous. And I will tell you, every time that she shares with the crowd, like I knew Kristen when we were in high school. I had no idea what she was having to deal with her health, with the emotions that surround. I mean, you imagine being a teenager dealing with health problems, and the doctors are telling you this is how your life is going to be. So I love your story, Kristen, and I can't thank you enough for sharing it. You mentioned gut health, and it's a perfect place to talk about what gut health is because most people don't know that gut health is actually a medical term and it's very, very large, all encompassing, from like our stomach all the way through our colon. We talk about poop from time to time. I got it. Like, this is a place that we can be real, guys. Um, Gut health is this funny thing because for the longest time, like way, way back when, you think about Hippocrates, like the godfather of modern medicine, he said all disease begins in the gut. And it's really super interesting that he said that because now, as times have evolved and we've moved more toward a Western medicine model, which is treat the symptom, not the cause, it turns out he was pretty dead on. We have about 80 million neurons in our digestive tract, right? So, like neurons in the brain are brain cells. Neurons in the digestive tract are just good old neurons. But if you were to cut the vagus nerve, which is the nerve that connects the digestive tract down here to the brain continues to function. And so does the digestive tract, but the two aren't talking. So there is an organ that is being controlled regardless of whether it's connected to the brain or not, and it does its own thing. Now, as a human species, we have about 10 parts bacteria for every human cell. So, like 10 to 1 ratio, and I'm going somewhere with this because this is a whole bunch of sciencey, geeky stuff. If your digestive tract is out of order, Kristen shared a lot of things that I can relate to, even though I didn't have Crohn's. And we're not making any claims to cure, treat, prevent medical disorder. That's not what we do. That's not what we're here for. These are our personal experiences. There is a ton of clinical studies out there. If you're dealing with things like migraines, anxiety, fatigue, bloating, chronic aches and pains, all these different things, and you go to one of the major medical databases and you were to look them up with gut health, there are studies out there. I am telling you right now, if you're watching this video and you go to a symptom, in the database and you search it with gut health, there is something connecting it to gut health. And pretty much every study that I've found says improving gut health reduces the symptom. So as we talk about treating the symptom versus treating the cause, well, the gut is the thing that ties the entire body together. And the new gut health combo, the new rebranded, they just changed to gut health combo. So it's very simple. You know exactly what it does. The gut health combo is a drink in the morning. It's a couple pills at night. It looks like better sleep. It looks like more balanced energy through the day. It looks like better digestion, less acid reflux. It looks like weight loss for a lot of people, but for some people, it actually looks like weight gain. Those people that have a hard time getting all the nutrients in because their digestive tract isn't working. And it's simple. It's a little bit less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks every single day. And as I'm looking at, who I've got on here, I know all of you are taking it, all of you enjoy it. This is what we do. But it's so simple in the fact that you can tell a friend, hey, take this in the morning. It's a drink. You can pick sweet tea, raspberry, lemon, watermelon, black cherry, or orange lime blossom. Orange lime, yeah. Um, and then you can take a couple pills at night. If you wanna work on detoxing your body, if you want to stimulate GLP-1 production in your digestive tract, which is where it begins, you can add in Restore. If you need a little bit of extra energy, you can take your Active. We have multivitamins that are phenomenal for men and women, but women, as they're dealing with hormonal change that happens through the years, we have a X Factor Plus. I'll say the name. Every woman I know that has taken that in their mid 40s raves about it. They love it. They continue taking it. As a man, I will tell you that's not something I can really relate to, but I notice that my nails, my hair, my skin all look better as I'm taking that. So the thing about that all, I mentioned Restore, and Restore is a very, very powerful detox drink that we just released as a standalone product not long ago. I asked Samantha to join us tonight because her story is awesome. Samantha and I met years ago. We've tried to figure out exactly what veteran
Yeah.
forum it was. We're not sure. She did the gun health combo and she shared progress pictures with me as she went. But things changed when she added in the store. And Samantha, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor. Thank you for sharing with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. So, my story starts with using Plexix products May of 2021, but my story really begins before that. It started March of 2016, and the reason why I say March of 2016 is because that's when I got out of the army. So once I got out of the army, I was not living the same lifestyle, wasn't, exercising, wasn't eating well. And so that year in 2016, I started a job in September. And then fast forward to the year 2017, I'm working a job, but the whole year of 2017, I'm struggling with depression. So now I'm struggling with depression. I'm not exercising, I'm not eating well. And so from September of 2016 to April of 2017, I had gained 19 pounds. And I'm going to say it's an unnecessary 19 pounds because I wasn't underweight when I gained those pounds. And so I just continue to gain weight. May, June 2018, I moved to a new town. So, I'm no longer struggling with depression, but now I'm struggling with anxiety. And I'm still having the same bad habits of not eating well, not exercising. And so then a couple of years later, I'm a part of different veteran groups. And there's a veteran group that Michael and I, we're in. We don't know what it is. And he made a post about plexus. And prior to joining the military, I had heard about plexus, but I wasn't interested in it at that time. But once I gained a lot of weight, I was interested. And so I had reached out to Michael and I had told him what my issues were, and he recommended the gut health system. So I started out with the gut health system May of 2021, but I want to backtrack just a little bit before that. February of 2021, my husband bought me a Mahomes jersey. And so he had taken a picture of me on the back so it could show Mahomes and the number. And when I look at that picture, and I can share those pictures later, my jersey's new and it's really tight. You can tell in the picture it's really tight. So, I'm consuming the Plexus products, the gut health system, and I keep purchasing it. And March of 2024, I asked my husband to take another picture of me the same way, same jersey. And when you compare that picture to the one in February 2021, you can tell that I've lost weight. The back of the jersey is loose. So then a couple months later, I'm scrolling on Facebook. So it's June 2024. And I saw that Plexus is offering a new product, Restore, and that it's supposed to help with the liver. And as soon as I saw that, I reached out to Michael and I had said, "Hey, I'm going to go from slim to the Restore because, I can't financially do both." And so, he guided me through that. So then I started using, consuming Restore, using it for a while. And then the reason why I was using Restore was because I had stage 3 liver disease. And I had had it for a while, and I was like, well, if I try this restore and I stay consistent, then hopefully, it'll get better. So then come August of last year, and I had had some liver tests done and my blood tested, for the liver enzymes. And I'm no expert in reading the results, but I'm reading it and I'm like, it looks like I'm improving. So then when my appointment at the VA came up and I talked to my liver specialist, she was like, you have still a little bit of a fatty liver, but you're no longer in any stage of liver disease. And when she said that, like, I knew it was a restore because, I had been on it and try to be consistent with it. And, all this to say that I'm really thankful that Michael made his post in the group and, I decided to give it a try, knowing that it takes a while. It took a while for me to get in the situation I was, and it was going to take a while for me to get better. And so that is my story.
I'm grateful for you, Samantha, and I think it's super cool. So Samantha, like once or twice a year, we'll have a big event and everybody gets together. Samantha actually came and joined us in Dallas, and we got to grab a picture together, which is so cool because we never know who we're going to get to work with, and to actually meet you in person and hear your
Oh yeah.
story. And you actually went in for an ultrasound. Did you go in for an ultrasound? Am I remembering that right? Or a scan?
Yeah, it's called a fibro scan. And
Okay.
so I don't remember how many years ago they told me that I had stage 3 liver disease, but then
Okay.
I had a fibro scan sometime last year, and that, along with the blood test, revealed that I wasn't in any stage.
That's incredible. Like that is so incredible. And liver, I not everybody knows what the liver does. It's super important.
Mhm.
It's really, really important. In the military, we try to kill it and we joke about it, but it is very, very important to have a healthy liver. Um, I was going to share a little bit about creatine following your story, but I can't. I love that you gave that a shot. I love that you were able to follow up with your doctors, and I'm just blown away that I mean that's life changing. Um,
Oh yeah,
it-
because I struggled with it, and I'm glad Plexus came up with that product, and I tried it, and I'm sticking to it.
that's awesome. I love it, and it's simple, right? You take it. Are you taking it before bed, or are you taking it in the morning, or
Uh,
when
I don't always drink it at the same time, but I just drink it. It's
daily?
usually not in the
Okay,
morning or dinner. It's just I drink it.
that's easy. Um, so God, how do I follow that? Like, how do I transition from that? You went from stage 3 to like, all right. So look, one of the things that I love, as we're kicking off into 2026, and I love that we've got Jennifer joining us also because we've got like this big community, and the community helps for accountability. TJ is a super busy dude. This guy is literally all over the world, and trying to keep up with him and his wife and seeing the different things, but to have a community that's going in the same direction. I mentioned that at the beginning. We're going in the same direction. You know, we all have a common theme. We want to be healthy. We want to live our life where we are, how we are. Um, and I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a little bit more. Wanting a little bit more energy, wanting a little bit more time in the day, wanting a little bit more time with a loved one, with a pet, whatever it may be, a little bit more time to do the things that we wanted to do when we were kids and we were growing up. And then we realized like, oh, this whole being an adult thing, it's a scam. It's a giant scam. Like, we need to be doing the things that are fun. And when we're able to, my own story I share, like, I used to be on the couch all the time. I'd get home from work and I'd go right to a nap. When you're able to come home and do the things that you want to do, maybe it's cook a meal, maybe it's go to the gym. I don't know, maybe you want to go for a hike in the woods. Whatever it may be, being able to have that is invaluable. Um, and as I look like we have a mom in here who's starting pretty much a new career. It's an old career in a new place. Being able to have a little bit of time with your daughter, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of feel good, and to sleep well at night through all the stress. Those are things that are all very, very important. Those are all things so many of us benefit from. So the accountability of our crew to be able to check in, to build relationships. This is my shameless plug. Convention is in Ohio in June of this year. It's 75 bucks a ticket. I would really encourage you all to come. But with that, Kristen, I'm going to ask you if you would just talk just a little bit about like what it would be to bring an accountability partner of three along.
So chances are, just listening to the stories already tonight, you're probably thinking of one, two, three, four people that you know of who have symptoms that have been mentioned, or somebody has already come to mind that you know is struggling with anything. We don't eat the best foods anymore. It's not easily available to us. It's not nutrient dense like it used to be. And so a lot of people are struggling, whether it's publicly or silently. And some of us know people personally that are struggling. And so um, these products easily could be in a store, but the people at the top decided they didn't want it to be that. They want it to be testimony led, testimony driven. And that's where we come in. That's why we're doing this right now. And so when you bring your friends along, you are rewarded for that. And so it's not that we're here to do this to make money. That's the blessing on the side. You can easily get your products paid for before they even hit your doorstep, just by bringing three friends along. You can earn back the money you spent on your first month's products and enough for the next month as well. So just by bringing along three friends, and chances are you're already in your heart right now. Somebody's name is on your heart. Somebody's name came to mind. And if you don't know how to address that, that's what we're here for. We can help you open that conversation because we have seen these products change thousands of lives. Michael and I have been in this for a really long time now. And like he said, there are so many different things that it can help with. Um, and we don't make any claims, but we have seen some amazing things. I mean, just look at Samantha's story. That's incredible. And so we can easily help you do that just by, reach out to us and say, hey, I have this person their name came into mind. They have this going on. What do I do? And we will help you with those next steps. It's simple to do so. This isn't a hard business to do. It's just you have to have a heart for people, and the rest we can help you with.
And if someone were to, let's say someone invited three people this month, about how much would Plexus send them to say thank you for investing in your friend's health
It's it's between $300 and $400 this month
for helping three people?
for helping three people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Um, I like that. I like being able to work from home. I have literally worked my business from Korea. I've worked from the mountains of Northern California. You name it. And I call it a business. I get to work with friends. I get to work with some really, really cool people and hear some cool stories. So with that, before we wrap up, the goal of this call is to introduce you guys to the community and to get these stories out there because it's important other people know. We are going to continue this call, and we already have an individual that I have asked. I'm hoping it works out, but if he will share with us next week his story as Samantha did today, TJ, would you tell us just a little bit about what you're going to be talking about next
Sure.
week?
Yeah, my whole life I've struggled with my weight, and a lot of it was almost like an addict to drugs or alcohol. As it was just a compulsion in my head, and since I've been taking these products, a lot of that has went away as I've cleaned out the bad gut bacteria and repopulated with the good to where now when I think about stuff, I my brain automatically wants the healthier stuff. I have actually seen how that brain gut connection works as I've been working this product process since July. So it's just been since maybe the first part of August, I think, is when I got my first product. I'm down 40 pounds. A lot of that's been without working out. I just went to the doctor, had good blood panels, actually raised my testosterone naturally by just getting my gut health in check and starting to eat healthier. So seeing a lot of those things. I got a lot more energy. I don't have the brain fog that I've had. I had brain fog so bad I was truly worried that I might be the beginning of Alzheimer's or dementia because I had such a hard time. And now it's a lot of that's went away. So
That's so cool, man. I can't wait for next week. I will offer to you guys this Saturday, we are going to have it's a professional conversation once a month. Plexus gets together and it's an open house. They're usually two, three, sometimes 400 people. They get the top tier professionals around the nation to come in and talk about um, what's going on in your body and how you can influence it in a positive way. So you mentioned, that brain fog. Totally relate to that from traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress, the things that, my own experiences, we all have our own things, right? Creatine, Creatine Plus is a brand new product. Creatine has been on the market for decades. The most researched supplement. This weekend, I am confident in telling you, while I haven't seen the itinerary, they're going to be talking about creatine and the benefits for brain health and helping out with brain function. So, something for you guys to check out. TJ is going to be on next week. If you know somebody, man, woman, maybe like a late teenager who's going into college and doing the things, they want to get their body working the right way. TJ, you guys, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. So, for those of you guys who are on, please stay on. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. And for those of you who are catching the recording, thank you so much for joining us, for checking this out. If it was sent to you by one of our friends, please reach out to them and let them know which one of these stories were you able to relate to? Which aspect, which symptom, what sounded like you? They want to know. They're sending this to you with all the love in their heart because I am telling you, we are helping people live a healthier and happier life. And that is just the coolest thing in the world in my book. So thank you all for joining us and have a good night.